I have a plug-in Trio that started basically when I was working in analog, and it's an 1176. It is a 1073 EQ, and it's a Empirical Labs Fatso. Now, all three of those are being sent from the same signal. What I have here is I have the vocal track, and that vocal track's output is a bus 32. I have three tracks here. This is Vocal Crush. The one next to it is Vocal Buzz. And the third one is Vocal Clean. Crush, Buzz, Clean. Crush is a Fatso. Buzz is a 1073. I'll get to that in a minute. Clean is 1176. Let's start with the 1176 and let me explain it. I'm going to put these three at 0 at unity, and I'm going to turn this down, pick a preset, my preset here, and then I'm going to turn this up until I get a couple dB of compression on the 1176 here. This is a just sort of standard vocal compression for mixing kind of vibe. That's why I call it vocal clean. Doesn't matter if the vocal is distorted, doesn't matter whatever. It's coming into this compressor and it's not doing a tremendous amount of work. So I'm going to hit play here. Master plan, I bet again. My worst enemy is my head. So I just want that to sort of take off a little bit of the peaks. If we look at the tracks on my console, the meters, I want these to land about 0. So here's the 1176. It's going to come up in channel 32. Master plan. So it's a little too high. So now I've got all these grouped together. I'm going to turn them down until it lands there. Master plan, I bet again. So this fader feeds a bus, which feeds all three of these faders. This fader goes out to his bus. Now, basically what we have here is we have this clean vocal. This is the basis of my vocal sound. Now we get to the more complicated part, and that's the Fatso. So now on channel 31 on my desk is the Fatso. I'm going to mute the 1176, turn on the Fatso. This is the absolute and positive inverse of the 1176. This is crush, spank, bus, everything blasted wide open, and then tremendous amount of compression and warmth added here with the 5. Warmth set at 5. I'll show you what this does. Master plan, I bet again. The Fatso bus is a crushed vocal. It's crushed as crushed gets. I'm going to use it in parallel. I'm just going to slide it in at just about equal volume with the other one. Master plan, I bet again. I'm going to add a little bit of gain here and bring this up to 0. Output gain. Now, if we were to open up the other track and you're just looking at the meters, you can see that these meters are reacting quite differently. One of them has a tremendous amount of energy. The other one is more dynamic. These are being returned to the desk in mono. Last but not least, the most fun one of the bunch. And this is Vocal Buzz. I'd like to say I came up with this, but this was shown to me actually by Jack White. We were mixing Consolers of the Lonely. He was like, let's blow up this vocal. Let's put some distortion. And I was like, okay, cool. Do you want to use a distortion box? Or, just ask him. He was like, no, we can just use one of those Neve modules. Just take the tape out into the mic pre. I was like, oh, really? And so we did. There was a 1073 there. And we just came out of the tape. We multed out. Went right into the 1073 mic pre. And I started way down low, but it ended up, you get about 30, 35 dB of gain. And the Neve mic pre does something really cool. All right, well, that was great. I have a 1073. So I always had to have it like on my desk somewhere, like a real one, using it correctly, But then UAD, our friends at Universal Audio, came up with the UAD 1073, with Unison. And what they basically did was they gave us a 1073 with the mic pre. Now, let me show you something. Normally, when you start the 1073 plugin, this knob right here, if you're in a line, is at 0. And if you try to turn this, you'll hit a stop. It won't go. It won't go any farther. You have to click past it to get it to go farther. And you're basically now taking and adding 30 dB of gain to the plugin. It's in the box, but it's to the plugin. I've found this to be about the closest thing to a real 1073 as I've ever heard. I take a little bit of the low end off here, and I turn the fader way down here about minus 35 or minus 40, which would make sense. I'm adding 30 dB of gain to it, so you should put it down around 30 dB of gain to be unity. And it makes a really cool harmonic sound here. So let me let you hear this. I'm going to take the roto speaker effect off so you can hear this.
Master plan, I bet again, my own worst enemy.
Now, it's not super distorted. If we go up to 35 dB.
Master plan.
Right, and so this high pass that I'm adding sort of cleans up a little bit of the crunchy bottom.
Master plan, I bet again.
We're going to go back to 30, and then I'm going to show you how this works into this arrangement. Here's the two, the clean and the fatso.
Master plan.
And I'm going to add the 1073 in.
Master plan, I bet again, my own worst enemy is my head.
Just that little bit of hair is pretty cool. We're going to set this and put this into the mix here. I turn that roto speaker back on. That's my normal vocal treatment. Sometimes that distortion comes up, sometimes it comes down. Even like really pretty ballad stuff, I use it. I just usually use it way down low. It's a nice little bit of harmonic distortion in the vocal, and it makes the vocal just a little more interesting to me.